Anna and I will present a little bit, and if they want to fill us in, they will. It's called Vrij Bezet. Our focus point was in the beginning of the week. We heard that the future of retail can actually destroy, as we saw in the group that was before us, the way we know retail at this point. We tried and looked for the things that would always be there. So what will always be in the city? That's the local people, the local talents, the local products that are actually already there. With that in mind, we try to focus on Rotterdam, because we really love Rotterdam and we want to make a good concept for it. What we find is that citizens as well as visitors recognize Rotterdam as a city where a lot of new creative initiatives can take place. There's more space, more opportunity to put yourself on show. We wanted to exploit that power, that strength, and also try and look at the strength of the people that are already in Rotterdam, because also not only the place of Rotterdam but also the people have that strength in them. They are really people that geen woorden maar daden. And maybe you will know that sentence, but so no words but deeds. But what we find missing is that also in the shops we went visiting this week, is that there's not really a step from the people that are in the house just having some hobbies, maybe making the greatest couscous in the world, but having 3 kids. The step towards an actual shop is really big. So we want to just make a place in the ladder where you create this sort of free zone where people can laagdrempelig, easy accessible take place in the retail environment.
I think a good example is this is in India. It's amazing where the people make their own bicycles and just can sell somewhere on the street in the evening. All the people come together in a certain place, and then they can sell their stuff there. Another example is this in Delft, in the canals. You can imagine, time ago there were a lot of group of people, and they came together all with their rubber boats on their back, coming from different places in the city to this one spot together where they had like a rubber boat rave. It's really interesting because they need each other to make to create this moment. And year after year now it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And they can find, or they know where to go because of these little like stickers. It's like creating a buzz in a city where you can find those stickers, you know where to go, you can walk to that place, and then together you can create like a big event.
So we want to create this sort of space that's a sort of free zone with lesser rules. So what you see, for example, at Queen's Day, that everything can happen because there are lesser rules. You don't need like 50 permits before you can actually do something on the street. I'm gonna skip to it, through it. What you see now is that there are all local talents, but mostly they are in people's houses and they don't have the power to put it out there. So what we want to do is take the talent out of the houses. Thank you, Anne. And make all the talents create the space where they can come together. So the actual strength is that they become a community of these local talents, and they can learn from each other. you create a sort of meeting space, and everybody has well, their own talents. Maybe. So all these talents are collaborated in this space, and the space can be anything. So it can be the kennels, it can be the bicycles, but you have to create this sort of space without the rules. Like on Queen's Day, like I said before, where you have all the signs on the street where everybody marks their space on the street, like it's occupied. I'm here and I'm on show. And we wanted to make use of the thing we already do out of ourselves, like creating this marks on the street. And with this, we create this buzz, like on Queen's Day. And I will take over now.
Yeah, because it's really striking to see how a event can have such a powerful symbol, actually, that people want to claim their own spot in the place, they want to show themselves, but most of all, they all want to do this together. What we did was we went into town to talk with people what they would love to show, if they have like a talent, what they would love to sell, or so we also went into town and we tried to create that kind of buzz that you can see on like Queen's Day, and that is Vrij Bezet, we call it. So it's just like putting it in front of somebody's doorstep. So if somebody comes out and they see that, they're like, wow, what is this? They're claiming actually my spot. So there comes like some kind of curiosity. And they see that it's somewhere else in the city as well, and it's somewhere else in their street as well. In their own, here I have another picture of that we created it in town. We tried to do this in Rotterdam North, where we tried to create that kind of buzz. And a lot of people reacted on it as well, eventually, like really fast. What we want to do as well is put some more information, of course, because you see this and then you don't really know what it is. Put some more information in their mailbox. Something like this, for sale sign, where you can, on the sign you can write down what you can offer on the kind of market. So here, like the best couscous, or stamped shirts, or bike repair. You can stick this on your window, like this. And in that way you can create in the city like the buzz that it's coming, and look what I can offer, and oh, I can wait, oh, my bike is broken, so cool, I can meet up with him on the market. What we want to do is, I think it's interesting to see, because in Rotterdam we have a lot of different like neighborhoods, and we want to make like it must be movable. Like not only the market itself or the place itself where you can sell things is movable, but also the market itself is movable, like to move around the city. So where all those different talents can come together to one place. Yeah, that's that one was. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah. So the last thing maybe is good to know that you have Rotterdam North. We picked as an example. It don't be only the Rotterdam North, but what might be interesting about selecting first like Rotterdam North and then Rotterdam South and maybe the center and west is that different neighborhoods can become this sort of community, and they put on display their culture or their identity, and other parts of Rotterdam can actually go there and see it and get to know the local qualities of that neighborhood, and it could move as a sort of caravan or through the city. So the whole summer, for example, is occupied with this bus through town, where every neighborhood is on display. But that's very refined how do you say it? Detailed stuff.
At last, is that the idea is mostly just to gather all these multicultural activities that go around the city and really see this talent that is already there, going, let's say, back in time a bit into this retail activity, which has always been an exchange of products, someone's buying, someone's selling. So this is basically an open space, a platform that we're opening to the city, where one day, every, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, there is this neighborhood that comes together and put these signs on their windows, trying to display what is their activities or extra activities, what they can offer, if it's a service or a product, that they can offer the whole people in Rotterdam that will be coming into this space in this particular dates. And the idea is to do this propaganda with this very identifiable sign on the floor that is occupied. So it is like this free card for people to actually display their talents and whatever they have to offer.
Yeah. So.
No time for questions for you.
What were the results of the interviews with the people on the street? What did you want to sell?
Yeah, it's really nice. Maybe you can skip to the photo. For example, this girl, she's a jewelry maker, and now she only has a web shop. So when we offered her like the idea of putting herself on the market, or like Koninginnedag, Queen's Day, she said, well, I'm not sure. Queen's Day is like this sort of circus, but it would be really nice to like get an opening towards the people, because now it's only friends of my parents that can buy my stuff, and I want to have a connection to the people. So it could be a really interesting concept for me to put my stuff on display the way I want it.
And the woman there on the top, she can cook amazingly Turkish food. And her children thought as well. So, she would love to make her food and let other people taste it.
She actually said, oh, it could be really interesting because we do that with a couple of women together, but we never sell it or anything. It's just for our own group. And now we can, that could be actually really nice. And this guy, he was actually just this guy that only likes antiques, so he would go there, but he wouldn't sell, he's too old. He said himself, I don't agree.
The idea is also that this space is not only for that day that people are selling, but also there is this big network that started happening. So for example, if there is the food and people is interested, maybe they're going to eat it there, try it, like it, but then they're going to get a card and maybe hire this people for a bigger dinner. Or maybe you see this guy that is repairing your bike for a cheaper price. You left your bike at home that day, but then you get also his number and then meet up with him. So it's also this networking, but face to face.
Yeah, and getting to know your own neighbors. Maybe you find out that this bike repair guy is actually in the same street as where you live, but you just don't know. And now you get more sense of what's out there in the actual streets.
What will you be selling?
Ourselves.
Oh!
That's a very old question.
in a non-sexual way, of course.
Only an intellectual.
But I don't know where to start even. Maybe I would first start with selling my birthday cake, because it's our birthday today.
Oh! Where's the cake?
Well, we already ate it. Honey, you were too late.
Yeah, you were late.
I was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it can be anything, but yeah.
There was just a lot of response, just only maybe drawing one line and already people started talking. So we had like a lot of places we made it and a lot of reaction.
It was really fun because when we made it, of course, people came to us, but later that day I went on my bicycle to see if it was still there and how people were responding, and it was really like this. So they were really looking, and I think that with a guerrilla action, like this should be, especially in the first things, because you just want to start rolling a ball. You don't want to do anything more than that. I think it could work really, really nicely.
Do you also see it like people trading or just selling? So people kind of swapping products as well?
Everything everything can happen. We don't make rules for that. It should be sort of organic way of.
That's the power of the Queen's Day. That there's one day there's no rules and everybody can sell their stuff, show their talent, and by this everyone becomes a retailer.